Hey, hey, hey! I am LJ, 50% of Retro Diggis. Welcome to our channel, in which we show, share and talk about our retro fandom. I'm a huge fan of handheld consoles. They're compact, convenient and portable. Though the only flaw I do have is sometimes the uncomfortable ergonomic. Thus in this video I'm showing you how to get your grip on. As I mentioned before, I just love handheld consoles because of their portable and compact form factor. But I usually do notice after longer periods of gaming that my hands just start to cramp up. For this reason, I'll show you 4 handhelds I really enjoy playing, but that do need some tweaking in terms of ergonomics. Where controllers like the PlayStation and the Xbox controller offer palm rests for a more ergonomic design, most handhelds just grab these for less weight and easier portability. The only exception being the Nvidia Shield. Maybe they also scrap palm rests for aesthetic reasons. On to the handhelds! First off, the Game Boy Advance SP. With a rechargeable battery and a lit screen, this model is widely known as the most sought after GBA redesign. Nonetheless, while the narrow clamshell design allows superb portability, having your hands close to each other for a longer time period becomes an uncomfortable issue. To solve this issue, I've got a silicone rubber grip for Mad Cats. Yeah, this rubber grip really looks funky, but it actually does help. So you slide it on and voila, your hands will have some nice rests to grip on that will make holding the GBA SP more comfortable. The grip works as it should. It feels much nicer not having your hands clenched together. Also with the grip on, the volume slider and the power switch are still accessible. The grip itself is sturdy, but I would prefer if they connected the top front part, because you can just rip it off like that. Also, while the spacing of the palm rests help for sweaty palms, they're prone to be filled with dust. And the SP can't fully close with the grip on. Well, I bought it for around $3 on eBay, which is okay. Next up, the PSP Go! The PSP Go is an awesome handheld. We all agree that it was a major flop back when it was released, but now it is one of my go-to handhelds in terms of emulation. Thanks to its slide mechanism, which will hopefully never break, it's just so portable. But enough of the praise. Even though my hands do not get as much cramped up unlike with the GBA SP, the back of the PSP Go is really thin and does not feel that sturdy. Also with the slim back that I can't really get a hold of, I feel like I could drop it much easier. Besides that, resting the index fingers on the shoulder buttons and always touching the back of the top screen does feel awkward, but you can get used to it. For my PSP Go, I use a grip from Hammer. It clips onto the Go's back and of course it offers palm rests. And these pseudo trigger buttons. It is completely made out of plastic, which is fine. With the grip on, my index fingers have much nicer rests on these pseudo triggers. This grip also does not look as weird as the Mad Catz one. It actually looks pretty slick. Bad thing though is that the PSP Go's functions are kinda compromised. While all the top and bottom functions are still accessible, the power switch on the right, as well as the wireless switch and the memory card slot can't be accessed with the grip on, which is a little bummer. But hey, the grip has an integrated stand, so you can place the PSP Go on your desk and play it with a Bluetooth controller. If you like to do that, of course. Okay, now to the third, the Nintendo DS Lite. The almighty Nintendo DS Lite is even today one of the best ways to play not only DS games but also GBA games. Even though I grew up with the original fat model, I have to admit the DS Lite improved a lot of its predecessor's shortcomings. A smaller, slimmer design which looks much slicker than the old clunky design, and the DS Lite also got much better screens than the fat model, which is a huge improvement. While being smaller and slimmer, the DS Lite compromised its haptic feel. I really do hate the corners of the bottom part. They dig into my palms after a while. For this reason, I got this accessory from Speedlink. Actually, I haven't opened it yet, so we can take a look at it together. Apparently, it's called the Energy Grip because it includes a rechargeable battery. Pretty much like a power bank, but in a grip form factor. So, using the Energy Grip, we just noticed the recharging function just doesn't work. After letting the grip charging for a while, we just noticed it started to smell fried or something. With that being said, the Energy Grip improves the DS Lite's ergonomic by a ton. The corners don't dig into my palms anymore and it adds some nice weight to the handheld. It's actually quite sad that the recharging function just doesn't work. Last but not least, the original 3DS. To be honest, there is no good reason why you should own the original 3DS. Its newer iterations are all much better. In my opinion, even the 2DS. Nonetheless, the older 3DS models all lack a second analog stick and extra shoulder buttons. So, the Circle Pad Pro was released by Nintendo themselves to compensate for that. It offered the lacking features while running on a single AAA battery and connecting to the 3DS via infrared. But you can't access the stylus, the game slot and the wireless switch while using the Circle Pad Pro. Ergonomic wise, even though it isn't shaped like your standard grip with those palm rests, it feels nice and comfortable in your hands. But even though it offers more functions to the 3DS, I find it not that easy to get used to the Circle Pad Pro initially. Placing the right analog stick right next to the face buttons does take some time to get used to. So all in all, having a grip for your handheld devices is indeed not necessary. But if you're like me and enjoy longer gaming sessions with handhelds, I would definitely recommend getting a grip to play games more ergonomically. I'm pretty sure your hands will thank you for that.